So yeah, if you slip up on a word, because I can use B-roll to cover that up, don't like
say it.
Yeah, just pick up where you left off. Don't try to rethink how to say it, just unless you don't like where you were going, but just pause and just pick up where you left off.
Okay, yep, I can do that.
All right.
I'm a one and done kind of guy, Jack, so we're probably just going to have to shoot it, just keep rolling, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
I fumble the words.
It is what it is.
It is. All right, what's going on, guys? Ty Nelson here from Florida Fishing Products, and today I'm doing an overview of our new Osprey CE Pro, the newest generation of our original Osprey spinning reel. So I'm going to do something a little different. I've never done this before, actually. I'm going to do an actual unboxing of each one of our Osprey CE Pro reels, and then I'm going to do an overview of each reel, kind of talk about the good, the bad, and the ugly of it. Talk about what it's meant for, how we've used them so far, whose hands we put them into already in the testing phase, and also kind of some of my expectations for this reel, and you know, why I think you're going to enjoy the new Osprey CE Pro. So we're going to start first with the Osprey CE Pro 2500. This is my personal favorite reel for sight fishing for redfish and sea trout, specifically in Pound Sound, but if I was fishing in other areas of the state, you know, fishing in Tampa Bay sight fishing, this would be a great reel. Fishing in Mosquito Lagoon for big trout and redfish, this would be a great reel. So what I like about the 2500 is our lightest reel, super lightweight. It comes in at 7.65 ounces. It comes with this really nifty little FFP travel bag. Now, it doesn't fit super great on the rods, but if you're traveling in and out of state or in and out of country, you want to protect your reels. This is an awesome way to protect your reel. You got your little handle sleeve right there. Boom, you can pop your reel right out of that. And first impressions of this one, I haven't picked up this reel yet today. Smooth, baby, super smooth. So yeah, Osprey CE 2500. Our lightest weight of our CE Pro series. We are going to have a 1000 size reel that's going to launch in July around ICAST, so that will eventually be our lightest reel today. But for most of my inshore sight fishing uses, I'm throwing a CE 2500 all day long. It's super lightweight. I pair it with the 7'6", 6 to 12 pound either sniper or stealth sniper from Bull Bay. It's a super lightweight rod, allows me to have accurate casts, and every time I pick up this reel, I know I have 10-pound test on my 2500. I know I'm gonna be able to make long casts and accurate casts at my fish, and usually I'm throwing a rigged backwards DOA shrimp for sight fishing. And sometimes I'll throw a paddle tail on the 2500, but generally I reserve the paddle tail for our 3000 size reel. So main feature I'd say on the 2500 is the fact that it's super lightweight, 7.65 ounces. When you compare that to a Shimano equivalent, we're looking at the Sustain at 7.6 ounces. So you're talking a 0.15 ounce difference. It's almost negligible. When it comes to the Stradic 2500 is 7.8 ounces. So we're actually 0.15 ounces lighter than a Shimano Stradic on our new CE Pro. So super lightweight reel, super smooth. Really love the smaller size of the 2500. Again, a great reel for sight fishing for redfish, sea trout. I'm sure there's plenty of other species you can sight fish with, but in particular, those are my go-to when I'm throwing a 2500 size reel. One thing I will take note of, if you end up buying one of these reels, it does come with a really cool warranty card. If you guys buy a new CE Pro, I definitely recommend you check out the warranty card. It talks a little bit about our story, how you can use our hashtags, and we'll share your content. Shows you where you can scan to actually provide us feedback for the reel. Writing reviews is huge. We use tons of angler feedback that goes into the development of our reels. And I'd say most importantly right here is scanning for your warranty. You can register for your warranty from this QR code. That's going to ensure that your reel is protected for the first year. And in the future, we also have, I think, a QR code for our service on, not here, but actually in the box itself. So if you ever need reel service, that's readily available for you guys as well. So that's the 2500. That's my inshore sight fishing reel. I really like that too for fishing for bonefish. I actually shot an ad with Benny Blanco down in Biscayne Bay just a couple weeks ago. We were fishing for bonefish. I got skunked. I sight fished a fish. I ended up Jimmy Houston it, and I ripped the hook out of its mouth. That was my experience with bonefish, but Benny caught a really beautiful bonefish on the 2500. I'd say for that use and for those types of game fish, when you make long, accurate casts, they're gonna make a lot of fast runs and peel a lot of line. 2500 is an awesome option for that. Now, bumping up to the next option of Osprey CE Pro, this is our 3000 size CE Pro. Again, super lightweight reel. It bumps up from 7.65 ounces to 7.85 ounces. That makes it 0.05 ounces lighter than a Shimano Stratic. Theirs comes in at 7.9, so it's really in that same ballpark. The sustain, I think, is in the 7.6 range or 7.7 range, so right in that same ballpark is a sustain as well. The 3000 I really like for power fishing. So I put a paddle tail on my reel, my 3000 size reel. Usually I'm using a 3000 with a 7'6", 8 to 17. I like 7'6" rods fishing in Florida because I need to make long casts. I'm fishing long shorelines. We have clear water. We can see fish from a far distance. I want to be able to make long, accurate casts to fish. So for me, 7'6" is a better rod option. That's what I throw with my 3000s. If you're power fishing in creeks, maybe a 7 foot or 6'6" is better for you guys. But on all my 3000s, I run a 7'6", 8 to 17. I bump up a little bit from that 6 to 12 on the 2500. Has a little more backbone, gives me a little bit better casting distance, I think, on the 3000. And I will power fish primarily with paddle tails. I just pound down shorelines. I pound through potholes, speckled bottom. I'm just constantly casting with this reel. And one feature I really love on the new 3000 CE Pro, really on all the CE Pros, is the new speed retrieve, and I find it most applicable on my 3000 because it's what I power fish with. The speed retrieve has 20% faster pickup from our original Osprey CE, also 20% faster pickup than our Salos and our Bahia as well. So how that benefits you is when you're power fishing down a shoreline, you have a zone that your fish are in, probably 20% away from the shoreline, maybe 20, 30 feet away. So once you make that cast and you start bringing it in, once you're past 30 feet from the shoreline, a lot of times I'm picking up that line super fast so I can make another cast back into that zone. That 20% faster retrieve is going to allow me to make 20% more casts throughout the day, hopefully giving me 20% more options, more opportunities to catch more fish. So I really like the speed retrieve for that particular option. Specifically for power fishing down shorelines or power fishing through spotted bottom and on potholes as well. Hitting on the speed retrieve, I actually have a cool story. Our customer care director, previously our office manager, Captain Kyle Groh, and his buddy Cam Winter just won the Power Pole National Redfish Series. This specific event in Steenhatchee, it was them against 80 of the best anglers, or really 80 of the best teams in the state of Florida. And they actually won this just last week on Saturday, and they specifically said what they were using was that speed retrieve on this new reel with the 3000, and they were power fishing, drifting really fast. They had 25 to 30 mile an hour winds, just pushing them through the flat very quickly. They were keyed in on all sorts of different bottom, but for the most part, they're just blind fishing all over the place. And by having that faster 20% retrieve, that speed retrieve, it allowed them to pick that line up just a little bit faster as they're drifting towards their bait to get that bait moving at a more natural pace. That's what allowed them to catch their fish, and they said that it was a huge help in terms of winning the Steenhatchee event for the Power Pole Redfish Tour this past year. So this is my first feel on this Osprey CE 3000. I have fished a couple of them, but this is the first time I put my hands on this particular reel. Sounds good, feels good, looks good. We got the new Pro grips on the new CE Pro. So previous generations of Florida Fishing Products reels, we've always had EVA grips. I like EVA, it lasts forever. I will say that one downside is over time, the EVA grips can get a little bit slippery if you don't maintain them, or if they spend a lot of time in the sun, they get baked, you know, they can get slick. And so the benefit of the Pro grips, this rubber grip, is you're gonna have just more control over your reel, more control over your bait, and ultimately over the long haul, you just have a little bit of a just better grip on your reel with these new Pro grips. So I like that little addition to all of our new CE Pros. Both the 25 and 3000 have these new tab handles. The new 4000 actually has a T handle, which is a larger size handle. A little more familiar for you Shimano and theiur guys. That's generally where you're gonna see on those particular reels is that T handle. But again, this measures in at 7.85 ounces. Super lightweight reel on the 3000. Awesome reel for power fishing. You know, if you're just a one reel guy, you don't need all three. Maybe you just fish on weekends and you just only need one reel. I would say a 3000 is a great option for you. You could sight fish with it, you could power fish with it, you can bump up a little bit and fish for redfish, bigger snook, bigger black drum with the 3000 size reel. You still have plenty of line capacity. You have 22 pounds of drag on this thing. It's gonna handle big fish too. So really a great all-around reel for you guys that are more of a one reel type of angler or one size of angler. So To finish off our lineup of Osprey CE Pros, we have our 4000 size CE Pro, which this is my favorite setup for sight fishing for snook, blind fishing for snook. Really, if I'm fishing for snook with artificial lures, 99% of the time I'm going with the CE Pro 4000. If I'm going for really big fish, I'm throwing big baits, I might bump up to a Resolute 5000. But I would say 90% of the time I'm throwing a CE Pro 4000. It has 24 pounds of drag, has a lot of drag capacity on it, a lot of line capacity on it. Usually on this reel, I'm putting 20-pound tests. So how I rig up my reels, I have 10-pound on a 2500, I have 15-pound on a 3000, I have 20-pound on my 4000. So as I bump up and I pick up that rod, I know exactly how much line I have on it. I know exactly what pound test that line is on it. Usually I know exactly what fluoro I have on it immediately, just based on the type of reel that it is, the type of rod that it is. So that gives me a lot of confidence when I pick up a rod and reel. I know exactly what I'm getting into. It's kind of like picking up a golf club. You know, you feel your 7-iron. I know the exact feel of my 4000. I know everything about it. And that gives me confidence out of the water. So with my 4000, I run a 7'6", 10 to 20 pound rod. So 6 to 12 on a 2500, 8 to 17 on a 3000, 10 to 20 on the 4000. That allows me to pull bigger fish away from the mangroves. When I'm fishing for big snook up near the mangroves, those 35 to 40 inch fish, they will make long, fast runs right back towards the mangroves. So having a little better drag capacity on this reel and a little bit bigger backbone on that rod that I pair with it allows me to pull those fish away from the mangroves, get their head turned, get that fish moving towards the boat faster. It gives me a better chance of landing that fish and not getting broken off on those mangroves, which can be treacherous when you're fishing for snook. So the Osprey CE Pro 4000 is actually lighter when you compare it to other 4000 size reels. It is at 8.75 ounces on this reel. It is a super lightweight 4000. It is lighter than a Shimano Stratic 4000. It is lighter than a Shimano Sustain 4000. And it has just as much drag capacity as both of those reels. They're all in the same category in terms of the retrieve on them. They're pretty similar, but what I would say we do better with the Osprey CE Pro over both of those reels is our reels are eco-sealed, meaning we have eco-sealed bearings in specific areas on the reel. We find problem areas like the roller bearing, we put eco-sealed ball bearings on it. We see a problem area under the rotor where water can get in, we put eco-sealed ball bearings on that. With this particular reel, I'll pull it out and show you here, guys. We have made cuts in the spool, and those cuts in the spool have allowed a little more access underneath the spool, so water can make it onto that main shaft, and eventually, potentially, if you didn't seal it up, it could allow water to get into the gear case and get into your pinion gear, your drive gear, and wreak havoc. What we have done, because we have made cuts in the spool, is we actually sealed up the rotor nut underneath the spool so water can no longer access into the gear case from underneath the spool. Additionally, where the handle attaches to the frame itself, right inside of here, we've put another seal to help keep the bearings inside, the drive gear bearings, from getting corroded over time and from water getting inside that gear case. We also put a O-ring here on the back side of this cap. I can't get this thing off. That's a good sign. We put an O-ring inside the back side of this cap on the opposite side of your handle, which covers the other handle attachment if you're using your real goofy, how I would call it, if you're using your handle on the opposite side. So as a whole, the Osprey CE Pro is better sealed, not only better sealed than our original Osprey CE and our Bahia and our Saws, but is better sealed than the Shimano Stratic and better sealed than the Shimano Sustain. Both are great reels. I would say their reels, though, they build a labyrinth design to help keep water out, but what we found is that their roller bearings still get corroded over time. Also, their rotor bearings can get corroded over time. So those are problem areas that we have found just through testing, spending a lot of time on the water, working with a lot of different guides, and we have sealed up those areas with rubber sealed roller bearings, meaning this reel is going to last a lot longer in saltwater use over the long haul. So again, guys, this is the 4000 Osprey CE Pro. It does come with the T-handle, which for you Shimano and theiur guys, this is going to be a lot more familiar. You've seen this T-handle before. This is an awesome grip. It really feels good when you're throwing artificials. Again, it's Pro Grip. It's that new rubber that we're offering here at Florida Fishing Products. And as a whole, I'm really excited to be fishing this new Osprey CE Pro 4000. I'm excited for this spring, getting on some really big snook, hopefully some well, hopefully small to mid-sized tarpon, the ones that are not backbreakers. I'm looking to go for the under 50 pounders here with the 4000. And overall, I mean, it's an awesome feeling reel, super smooth, that speed retrieve. Definitely feels really, really nice. The overall look of it with the new space gray, just a perfect lineup from the nice light silver Solos to the black and silver Bahia. And then on the high end, we have the Osprey CE Pro, which is that space gray with the metallic gray as well. It's just a really beautiful look to it. And overall, every aspect of this reel, we really wanted to go above and beyond to provide more performance for the angler and just more overall bang for the buck. Everything you're getting on this reel is upgraded, from the new T3 drag system to the Pro grips. We added torque screws, which are not going to strip out over you over time, versus a Phillips head eventually can strip out. I think we're going to eventually move to torque screws on all of our reels in the future for that very reason. We added the travel bag in the box itself. It comes with level 2 eco sealing on the new Osprey CE Pro. We introduced the new Speed Retrieve, which is 20% faster line pickup with the carbon light body and the new T3 drag system. This is actually 10% lighter. Each one of these reels is 10% lighter than its predecessor, the Osprey CE. So there are just so many awesome features in the new Osprey CE Pro. I'm really excited for the launch that's coming up here in the next few weeks. By the time you guys watch this video, this reel will have already been launched. So I would recommend, if you haven't already, check them out at your local dealer. We're gonna have new displays available in a lot of our shops here in Florida, hopefully some in North Carolina and Texas as well. So reach out to your local shop, give them a call, see if they're holding the Osprey CE Pro. And if they are, go check them out on that display. You can check out the Solos, the Bahia, and the new Osprey CE Pro, our good, better, best option. And yeah, give it a spin and check it out. I highly recommend that you get one on your boat. This reel is going to be awesome, guys. It is an awesome reel for fishing inshore for pretty much any of the species you're going to catch in the state of Florida or anywhere on the Gulf Coast.
That was good.
Let's just let that roll. This is reality right here. This is what we deal with. Oh, they answered it.
Nice.
Usually when I'm filming at home, I got lawnmowers going all the time. I got neighborhoods around me. It's literally, it's constant, always lawnmowers. Again, I'm really excited about the new Osprey CE Pro launch. I hope you guys give us some feedback in the comments below. Let me know what your thoughts are on this video and how I did this overview, doing the unboxing of each size and talking about my uses of this reel. Definitely let me know, what you think about the first impressions of the reel. If you have the opportunity to get out there and pick it up in person, please comment below. Let me know what your thoughts, good, bad, and ugly. What can we improve upon? What did we do good? And then if you have the opportunity to fish this thing, definitely let me know what you've been able to catch on the new Osprey CE Pro. Guys, thank you so much for watching this video. If you haven't already, subscribe to this channel, and y'all have a great day. Good fishing. God bless, and good fishing.